The woman in the white sari. Everyone in our town knew the old road near the banyan tree was cursed. After sunset, no one walked there, not because of superstition, but because people had seen her. I didn't believe in ghosts. Not until the night my bike broke down on that road. It was almost 1:12 a.m. Fog crawled low across the ground, wrapping the trees like pale fingers. As I tried to restart the engine, I noticed something ahead. A woman standing still. She wore a white sari, so clean it almost glowed in the darkness. Her long black hair covered her face, hanging unnaturally straight. She didn't move. She didn't breathe. I called out, "Madam, are you okay?" Slowly, too slowly, she turned her head. Her face had no eyes. Just deep, hollow darkness where they should have been. Yet somehow, I felt her staring directly at me. I stumbled back, my heart hammering. The bike suddenly started on its own. I didn't look back. I just rode. That night, I thought I escaped. I was wrong. From the next day onward, strange things began to happen. Every night at 1:12 a.m., I heard the sound of anklets walking outside my room. Soft, slow, closer. Then I started seeing white fabric in mirrors, just for a second. A reflection that wasn't mine. One night, my phone rang. The caller ID showed my own number. When I answered, a whisper came through the speaker. "Why did you leave me alone on the road?" The lights went out. The anklets stopped outside my door. I could smell wet earth and jasmine flowers, the scent of death. The door creaked open by itself. She stood there, the woman in the white sari. This time, her face was clear. It was my face, pale, lifeless, smiling. She leaned close and whispered, "Now, you will walk for me." The next morning, my room was empty. But even today, if you travel that road at 1:12 a.m., you might see a woman in a white sari, standing under the banyan tree, waiting. 3 days after I disappeared, the town noticed something strange. A man was seen walking on the old banyan road at exactly 1:12 a.m. every night. Barefoot, silent, his head hanging low. People said his steps didn't sound human. As if two shadows were walking instead of one. That man was me, but I wasn't alive. Inside the darkness of that road, I could still think. I could still feel fear. My body moved on its own, pulled by something behind me. Every step burned like my bones were cracking from the inside. Behind me, she walked. The woman in the white sari never touched the ground. Her feet hovered inches above the dust. Her sari was no longer clean, it was stained dark, dripping wet as if soaked in river water. I realized the truth too late. She didn't kill people, she replaced them. Years ago, she was a bride. On her wedding night, she waited near that banyan tree for her husband, who never came. Drunk and afraid of responsibility, he pushed her into the river nearby. Her body was never found. So she learned to borrow lives. Every soul that looked at her face became her next body. At 1:12 a.m., she forced me to stop near the banyan tree. My legs froze. My mouth opened without my will. Someone was coming. A boy, maybe 17, walking with headphones on, scrolling his phone. I screamed inside my head. "Run, don't look." But the woman stepped forward. Her anklets rang. The boy looked up. She lifted her face. The boy's scream tore the night open. I felt something rip out of me, my breath, my memories, my name. My reflection peeled away like wet skin and slipped into the boy's body. For one brief second, I was free. Then I saw her smile at me. "You walk now," she whispered. My body collapsed into dust. The boy stood still, then slowly turned toward the road. Wearing a white sari. The woman in the white sari, Part 3, The Last Witness. I thought death would end the pain. I was wrong. I existed now as something in between, not alive, not dead. A shadow tied to the banyan tree, forced to watch every soul she claimed. Time had no meaning. Nights bled into nights. That's when I noticed something horrifying. She was becoming stronger. Every life she borrowed made her more real. Her face clearer. Her smile warmer. Soon, she wouldn't need to steal bodies anymore. She would walk among humans forever. One night, something changed. A woman came to the banyan tree, not by accident, but by choice. She carried incense, lemons pierced with nails, and a red thread tied around her wrist. A tantric. The white sari woman froze. For the first time, fear crossed her face. The tantric whispered ancient words, drawing a circle with ash. The air thickened. The fog screamed. I felt my name, my real name, echo through the wind. The tantric spoke aloud. "Bride of betrayal, your wait is over." The woman shrieked. Her sari burned from white to black, her hair lifting as if pulled by invisible hands. Faces appeared in the folds of her cloth, men, women, children, all trapped inside her. She tried to run. The tantric slammed a trident into the earth. You cannot borrow lives anymore. For a moment, I felt hope. Then the tantric hesitated. She looked at the woman's face. And saw someone she loved. That was the mistake. The white sari woman smiled gently, tears rolling down her cheeks. I was abandoned too, she whispered. The circle broke. The tantric screamed as the anklets rang again. When the fog cleared, the tantric stood alone on the road. Wearing a white sari. Her eyes were hollow. Her smile familiar. And I understood the final truth. You cannot save someone who wants company in their suffering. Now the woman walks faster. Sometimes, she walks in daylight. And sometimes, when you hear anklets behind you and feel someone breathing close. Don't turn around. Because I'm still here, watching, waiting, for you. After the tantric vanished, the town began to rot from the inside. People didn't disappear anymore. They changed. A shopkeeper forgot his reflection. A schoolteacher stopped blinking. A child started humming wedding songs at midnight. And every single one of them heard anklets at 1:12 a.m. I learned the truth the night she spoke to me again. You're still watching, she said softly. Her voice came from everywhere, tree bark, cracked walls, mirrors, even my own thoughts. I realized something horrifying. I wasn't trapped. I was being kept. I was her witness. And witnesses remember rules. She began to explain them, not out of kindness but pride. Rule 1. Never help a woman in a white sari at night. If you stop, she owns your shadow. Rule 2. Never look at her feet. If they don't touch the ground, your soul won't either. Rule 3. If she calls your name, answer once. Answer twice, and she wears your face. Rule 4. At 1:12 a.m., lock doors, but never mirrors. She doesn't come through doors. She comes through recognition. I watched as people unknowingly broke the rules. A man offered her water. His house was found empty, except for wet footprints on the ceiling. A woman stared at her floating feet. She's still alive, but hasn't slept in 6 months. Then came the final rule. The one she whispered like a love confession. Rule 5. If you see her crying, don't believe it. She only cries when she's about to be free. That night, it rained. She stood beneath the banyan tree, sobbing like a broken bride. Her white sari clung to her body, stained red at the edges. People gathered, phones out, whispers spreading. She's just a woman, someone said. They stepped closer. The anklets stopped ringing. She looked up. And for the first time, she had eyes. Morning came with screams. Half the crowd was gone. The rest stood silently, smiling. Wrong. The banyan tree was covered in white threads. As if 1,000 weddings had taken place there. And me? I felt myself fading. She no longer needed a witness. Before I disappeared completely, I left this warning behind, etched into walls, whispered in dreams, hidden in this story. She doesn't hunt the fearful. She hunts the kind. And tonight, someone kind will stop for her.